Hey guys, what's going on? Today, this podcast is a little bit different. Normally, I go out there, and by the way, Brian has built an amazing business, but why it's different is because he actually helped me solve a problem, okay? And then I wanted to share it with a lot of you because I didn't realize this was a problem. And I'm realizing now, as I'm talking to Brian, why Brian is crushing it and killing it around the world, really, anywhere in the United States, is because he's able to do something that no one else can do. And now my resource, my friend who helped me with my problem, is going to help you with your problem. Okay, so me and my wife, you guys know, if you've ever seen me on social media, we've got a beautiful house. And it took us 3 years to build. And it ended up taking 5 months too long in one area because the cabinet people, the people that wore all the cabinets from, said it was going to be ready by a certain time, and it wasn't. And then literally, we all sat for 5 months waiting for all of these cabinets we paid for. And by the way, my wife, she's a businesswoman. She got pissed off. She's like, you know what? I'm going to call these other cabinet companies because I'm going to find a way to get my cabinets. And when she called around to all the other places, the first thing they would ask is, how soon do you want these cabinets? And I couldn't believe that's what they asked. Not like, how can I help you? Or, how can we serve you? Or what we can make this better for you. It was, how soon do you want them? And we realized that when you go to order custom cabinets, quality stuff, nice stuff, guess what? The waiting list is insane. I can't believe it. But then I met Brian. And Brian literally, which I'm going to let him explain what he does in his business because he's the expert at it. He gets custom cabinets, the best. Not this crappy stuff, which he'll explain and get into that because he's the cabinet guy, okay? They're the cabinet experts, okay? They'll help you with design. They'll help you with remodeling, building. They'll make your stuff look unreal. Number one, property value goes through the roof. Number two, you love living there when you got a big, beautiful house, kitchen, cabinets, bathrooms, everything. He'll tell you everything he does. But they do it with speed, okay? We've partnered together. I've been inside, and I loved his company so much. We partnered together because he's literally solving a lot of people's problems. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt the podcast. As you're listening to Brian talk about how they're quick in speed, right? Which obviously I told you about my problem with my wife, how we ordered the cabinets. We were building a house and it took us 5 additional months sitting and waiting on cabinets. This guy's quick. He's speed. 1 week turnaround time. This guy moves faster than anybody else. Custom cabinets, quality cabinets at speed. Look, if you're building a new house, this is your chance to make sure that you get the cabinets you want and the best, number one. Or number two, if you want to remodel, some of you guys right now are like, man, I need to remodel. Or maybe you're a realtor or real estate agent and you refer good jobs to people. Right now, I want you guys to text Brian. You guys see the number below? Just shoot him a text, whether you need some help or you want to build a relationship with him in any way, shape, or form. Guys, this is your opportunity. Don't get cabinets from anyone else in the world. This is the guy. Send a text below. Let's get back to the video. Remodels, if they take too long, causes problems in a marriage. People are upset. They're pissed off, in a bad mood. Waiting to get into a house, 5 months longer we sat in a rent house waiting to get into our house.
Not fun.
Okay, just because of cabinets. So guys, I want to introduce you to my good friend Brian. You may say, oh, I'm not going to do this. Listen to me. You need to listen to what he's going to say. I know a lot of you right now are thinking about doing projects in this shit next year. This is the guy you need to do them with. Number two, if you're a builder, you're a real estate person, you need to know his contact information. Right now, anywhere around the world, he's the best. And speed is what he's great at, but also the guy's a genius in the cabinet space. So you may say, well, man, this is a sales channel. Why are we talking about this? This guy's the best in the world at cabinets. And you guys get an opportunity to meet him. And every single one of you, all of you I know, live in a house, okay? And now you can have him as a connection to use him for anything you need. So, Brian, I'm glad you're here. I appreciate it. I'm going to let you rip and just tell everybody what they need to know.
Absolutely. Awesome. Thank you for having me, Andy.
Bet,
I appreciate it. Appreciate it. So I was in that state of mind as well. When we were building houses, I was a builder for 15 years of my life. And what would happen is we'd go out and we'd order our cabinets and we'd wait 8 months to get our cabinets. So we moved to Arizona and the same thing was happening out here. The difference out here was that my wife and I, we started a remodeling company. We started flipping houses, and we'd order our cabinets. And the first thing they'd say to us, they said, "Okay, so what kind of species of wood do you want?" And I said, "Well, I don't know. It depends what the designers want." So what was happening was we we got out there, we met with our first cabinet company, and first thing they said, exactly what you said. Well, how fast you need them? And I didn't want that answer. Okay, when you're flipping houses and you're financing the house production all the way through, you're tying up a lot of money. So interest is occurring. So finally, I came home one day and my wife says to me, she said, Brian, why don't we just start building some cabinets? You know, the stress of the flipping and all that stuff. You know, why don't we just start building some cabinets? Well, she thought I was going to go out and do it out of my garage. Okay, so a week later, I'm already looking for property. I go out and I find a 10,000 square foot facility. I come home, I'm all excited about it. I look at her and I say, come on, jump in the car, I'm going to show you something. Didn't tell her what I was doing. We went out, took her out to the first site that we were at, and we were going to rent 10,000 square feet. She walks in and first thing she looks at me and she goes, Brian, what are you doing? And I said, well, you said to open up a cabinet shop. She goes, no, man, I was talking about doing little odds and end cabinets, bookcases and stuff for people. I said, honey, we have a major issue on getting cabinets. So that's how the company started. So what we do at Dream Home is a little different. So coming from, again, a construction background and a high-end home background, I didn't want just normal cabinets, okay? That's what you're seeing.
Okay, I'm going to ask this because a lot of people, I don't want to lose anybody. People go into Home Depot, okay? They look at cabinets and they're thinking, this is going to be my best deal for money, cost effective. Mm-hmm. People go in and get custom cabinets for you, custom, better quality.
Absolutely.
And it's competitive with Home Depot.
Absolutely.
I just want to say that to everybody.
So
you're aware, because people think, oh, he's the cabinet expert, the custom shop. I can't afford that. Dude, you're going to pay the same for crap. And that's why this guy's killing it, because there's no middleman, there's no brokerage, there's no nothing. He's handling it, and you can deal direct with him. Anyways, keep going. I just wanted to explain that because
U.S. made, obviously,
outside consumer, I'm thinking, oh, this is Lamborghini to Corvette.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
It is, but you don't pay more than a Corvette.
The clientele we deal with, they're not very educated on cabinets. Okay, so first thing we want to do is we meet with them. Our designers meet with them directly. Okay, they come in. We sit down with them. We want to know their wants and their needs. Okay. Everybody always said cabinets are for show. Okay. The first thing you do when you go into a house is you go to the kitchen. Okay. The wife always goes to the kitchen and then she goes to the master bedroom, closet, and the bathroom. Okay. So we have to feel out what their wants and needs are. I wanted to do something a little different. I wanted to make every cabinet so special to everybody that it was a furniture piece. Okay. And people say, well, furniture pieces cost a lot of money. Okay. They do and they don't. Okay, since we manufacture everything in-house, we have the state-of-the-art equipment, we're faster than anybody out there, and we can do whatever you want. If you can dream it, we'll build it for sure. And it's not just a slogan, it's the truth. We'll build anything that you can dream. So when you open up our cabinets, and I want to stress this because coming out here, I wasn't very familiar with, I'm from the Midwest, coming out here, I wasn't familiar with white melamine, okay? Because we didn't see a lot of that in the Midwest. Every cabinet.
Tell everybody what that is.
Okay, so the cabinets, white melamine is a product that is a particle board product. It comes in mutual like whites and greens and blues and blacks and reds and you can get it in kind of any different color right now, which is getting better. It used to be just white.
It tends to be white a lot.
It's yes, and everybody goes to white because it's the less expensive way to go. Okay. So when you open up a cabinet, the first thing you see on the inside is a white melamine cabinet. Now the outside might look beautiful, okay, and you can have any species of wood you want on the outside. So you can have a different painted color on the outside. You can have a stained color, which you can use an oak or a walnut or whatever color species you want, okay. But everything out here that I've seen since I started out 4 years ago, we'd open up a cabinet, it'd be white melamine, and I'd go into an $18 million house. You know, and there's not many, in the Midwest, there wasn't many $18 million houses, and where I lived anyway. So, you know, you come out here, you open up a cabinet, and it's white melamine in an $18 million house. And I couldn't believe it. And so I'm talking to some builders, and I'm talking to some real estate agents, and I'm asking them, what's your cabinet package cost? And everyone came to about 1% of the total cost of the house. And I'm like, wow, I mean, it's the most important thing in a house. It's the first thing everybody asks to see. So we're specializing in matching interiors. So what that means is our exteriors, whatever that color of wood or species of wood or painted color on the outside, our insides match. Mm-hmm. Okay?
It's all in one.
It's all one, yes. So you pull out a drawer box, it matches. Okay? Now, keep in mind, so some people say, well, I don't care about the inside of a cabinet. Well, if you can actually have a matching cabinet inside and out that looks like a piece of furniture for not much more money, wouldn't you rather have that?
Yes. Number one, everybody just got that point. Second point, because me and him have walked into many houses and even brand new homes. You're like, dude, why did they shortcut this? And it's just because people don't know. And honestly, a lot of people don't care that are builders because they just want to get their money.
Absolutely.
Okay. But the customers need to know that all of you can get this. Second, let's talk about quality. Like the inside of these drawers, right? Like we open them and you're like, dude, why did they shortcut that there?
Exactly. So a lot of drawer boxes, okay, when you pull out your drawer, okay, where all your utensils are, a lot of those drawer boxes are 1/2 inch thick, okay? Sometimes you'll see a 5/8 if you're lucky, okay? We do all 3/4 inch drawer boxes. What's that mean? It's a stronger box, okay? Our whole carcass of that box is all 3/4. From our nailers and our stretchers, and everybody says, what's a stretcher, what's a nailer? The thing that attaches to the wall is your nailer, okay? That's what holds that big ass cabinet onto the wall. Okay, that's 3/4. Every box, every side, everything in that cabinet's 3/4. Okay.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt the podcast. As you're listening to Brian talk about how they're quick in speed, right? Which obviously I told you about my problem with my wife, how we ordered the cabinets. We were building a house and it took us 5 additional months sitting and waiting on cabinets. This guy's quick. He's speed. 1 week turnaround time. This guy moves faster than anybody else. Custom cabinets, quality cabinets at speed. Look, if you're building a new house, this is your chance to make sure that you get the cabinets you want and the best, number one. Or number two, if you want to remodel, some of you guys right now are like, man, I need to remodel. Or maybe you're a realtor or real estate agent and you refer good jobs to people. Right now, I want you guys to text Brian. You guys see the number below? Just shoot him a text, whether you need some help or you want to build a relationship with him in any way, shape, or form. Guys, this is your opportunity. Don't get cabinets from anyone else in the world. This is the guy. Send a text below. Let's get back to the video.
And again, I want to reiterate, the inside of that cabinet matches. So if you're doing you see all these Pinterest ads out there, you see your house or whatever, you look at your house and you see a Pinterest ad and everybody goes, man, that's a beautiful exterior. It's a walnut color, whatever. Oh, that's got to cost a lot of money. Then you open up the inside and you got a white melamine cabinet. So your whole box of that cabinet's white melamine. Okay? So, and being in the cabinet business, people don't know exactly what sheet goods cost and stuff like that. But I'll just put a comparison. So, a white melamine sheet good usually comes in 4x8. Okay, our cost is somewhere around $43. Okay, a walnut or a rift white oak sheet good 4x8 will run about $160. Okay, that's the comparison. So again, when you go back into a $1 million house, whatever priced house it is, you open up, your inside of that box is 1/3 of what your exterior of that box looks like. And again, by the way, what I'm saying is, if that door might be a rift oak or a walnut or a painted color, whatever you want, a shaker door or whatever, okay? But that box is basically a melamine cabinet with a particle board core. Okay?
Yeah, I'm going to tell everybody this right now. Look, for every dollar you spend on a cabinet, you should be able to get $2 back in resale.
Absolutely.
If you do it right. So I don't care what you spend. Doesn't matter. It's relevant. If you spend $1, you should be able to get $2 back. But if you spend $1 and you don't listen to what he's saying, you waste your money. And so everything is truly an investment in a home. Homes increase in property value. And if you want to have a house that you want to live in that's attractive, that's different than others, that makes you feel like home, the cabinets do the job. Now, what all parts do you do in a home? And then I want to get into the speed part.
Okay.
Because the speed part, listen, the fact that you make quality cabinets that are in comparison to money on cabinets that aren't as quality is a massive edge. Because all of you are spending money and we know money is important. Okay, so using him, he's not more money, but we're gonna get to the speed part here in a second.
But people think you are more money when you start talking custom cabinets.
You're not more money, which is super
yeah.
important. Which is why you guys can text that number and let them know what you want to do, and they'll help you with every step of the way and price it out and estimate it and all that stuff. Yeah. Look, tell us what all you do in homes.
Okay, so we're a design firm. Okay, that's number one key. Okay, so what's that mean? Anybody that's building a house, remodeling a house, they come to us. We'll help them with everything they need regarding a home. Okay, from my wife's a designer. We have another in-house designer that's got 20 years experience. They'll help make all the selections you need. Okay.
Yeah, if you guys want to text also that number and say, hey, send me some before and afters,
Absolutely.
of some of the projects, they're insane.
Yeah.
Totally insane.
We take a lot of pride in
Yeah.
that part of it because that's the first thing that people
Yeah.
want to see, right?
Yeah.
And people don't know.
No,
They really
I know,
don't
but
know.
once they see it, they're like, "Holy shit, I want my house."
I
look
can
like
do that, you know? Yes,
Yeah.
and we can
So
do that,
you're a
right?
design firm, right? And then what all do you do? What all can you change?
So,
what all do you
yeah,
build?
so we do basically anything that's a millwork in a house. Closets, okay? I know there's a ton of closet companies out there. Most of the closets you go in, I'm going to just read it on this, touch base on this a little bit. Most of the closets you go in right now are open back closets. Shelf and rods, side panels, that's it. All of our closets are full cabinet pieces, okay? Meaning that it's no different than a kitchen, okay? But you got a rod, hanging rod in there, you got a belt loops, whatever, okay? You got pull-out drawers just like a kitchen. So we do all the vanities in houses, floating vanities, furniture piece vanities. So if somebody comes to us and wants a really special powder room that has, you know, it's like a furniture piece, it's curved, it's got legs, whatever, we do all that, okay? Any custom door you want, we do, okay? Millwork, we do a lot of wall panels, ceilings, okay, fancy ceilings. The newest thing out there is now is kind of behind beds, you see wall panels. We do all that stuff. We design all that stuff in-house.
Anything
okay?
wood.
Anything wood, yeah, absolutely. Anything wood.
Yeah, anything wood. So you make custom barn doors. You can make any
Custom
door.
bars, everything you
Yeah,
can
custom
think
bars,
of. Yeah,
anything wood.
Yeah, we have everything is done in house. So again, when you talk quality, our quality stays high.
Yeah.
That's first because everybody that is employed by my company buys into what we're doing. They're real craftsmen. Okay, again, starting from our design team to our engineers who actually output the cabinets to go out to the shop for production, to our assembly guys that are putting all the cabinets together.
Yeah, and I'm sure you guys are going to see some B-roll on this video, showing you number one, his company, his culture, his shop, his team, the equipment they use, millions and millions of dollars in equipment that are machines that run faster in speed than anyone else. His team starts at 5 a.m. and they work all day long, and he's got multiple shifts going that constantly keep running everything. That's why the speed is so quick. So everybody, where I live, when they do a remodel, when they're building a home, they immediately get with Brian. Everyone does. Why? Because they get the best quality. It's the same as literally buying something with less quality. He takes a lot of pride in what he does. They can literally walk into the shop and see everything going down at one time. They can pick exactly what they want. They tell them what they want. They literally get that. They create it, they build it, and they do it with speed. So freaking quick. And time is a big deal, especially when you're under a remodel.
Yeah.
You know, you talked about interest and all that stuff. But, you know, like I know that you have lived, you and your wife, through, we're going to remodel this side of the house and we're going to live on this side.
Absolutely.
Dude.
With
yeah.
dogs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep,
Well,
yep.
so like if supplies aren't there, like that's a big issue, and supplies have been a big issue. But I don't know why custom. I don't know. And by the way, he's called the cabinet expert, right? But he's really the wood guy. I mean, he builds anything and everything in the house. But the cabinets are such a big piece in a home, especially for resale and just walking in. You know, like curb appeal to the outside of the house. This is like internal appeal. Like everything you see in a house, that's what you make
That's what we
attractive and sexy, and that's where your resale value comes. Yeah. That's where living in a home becomes awesome. That's where the aha, like that, like you walk in and you're like, I love my house. That's the difference. You can get all the cabinets you want. This guy can make everything pop and be badass and cool, and it doesn't cost you more.
Right.
Let's talk about
the experience is really cool too.
Yeah,
you
the
know?
experience
the
is super
experience
cool.
You can come out
Let's-
to the shop. You can do a walkthrough with us. You can meet our staff, our team. It's great. And actually, when you go out and view and see your cabinets being cut, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's super
pretty
cool.
amazing.
And let's talk about speed. Why are you so much faster without giving away all your secrets? I know you have millions of dollars in machines that a lot of companies won't buy, right? And you have a lot of like ways that you do things, which you've told me a million times. But like, why? How are you so much faster than everybody else?
Well, let's be honest with this. You know, when you open up a cabinet manufacturing plant, you know, a lot of people that open up cabinet companies are carpenters. Okay, so they go out, they think hey, I'm going to start a business. Okay, like the old days, they'd use table saws and chop boxes to build cabinets. Well, now there's CNCs, there's all kind of cool things out there, tools that let you build the cabinets a lot faster, right? So the key right now is we don't sub out anything. Okay, so we control everything. Our speed is crucial because once we get from design to engineering, it's a push of the button. It goes right out to the shop. The CNCs start cutting immediately. We've taken it to one step further. The holdup on a cabinet manufacturing is the paint line, okay, or the finishing of the cabinets. Whether you choose a painted product or a stained product. Again, that's just a species of wood, okay? But even if let's say somebody picks a light oak, because that's the newest thing. Everywhere you turn, every commercial you see, they show cabinets and it's a light oak color, like almost a natural color. That is not bought that way. That comes in raw material to us in full sheet goods, and then it goes to our spray line. Okay, our spray line is $1 million spray line. Okay, with UV curing. UV curing isn't used much out here at all. In fact, it's very expensive to do. Mm-hmm. It's an education you have to really learn before you jump right into it. The UV machine alone, the dry glamp machine alone, is about $200,000 just for that. But what's that do for us? It takes 8 minutes from the time that it starts and gets fed through our spray line. Okay, our spray line has 4 heads, and it sprays on your material. From there, it goes to a baking oven. Okay, and it moves a whole bunch of air around, drying that product. All the chemicals get drawn out of it. Okay, then it goes through the conveyor loops down to the UV curing. It's hit with UV lighting immediately. As soon as that comes out, it's completely dry to touch. Okay, so we're not waiting days for that. And
you're running it through twice, right?
And we're running through 3 times total, depending.
Yeah.
Now stain.
On what kind of wood
it depends. Yeah, if you're staining it, obviously the staining part doesn't have to go through the UV lighting. It's only the finishing, the top coats and the sealers go through that. And even the painting. So if you pick a color, a white color, we don't even order that in. We paint all that in house. As soon as it hits that photo lamp, it's dry to touch, and we're stacking. So what's that do for us? And we're not waiting 3 days for that stuff to dry. Because they say it takes 21 days for a paint coating to cure without, scratching and fingerprinting, And for us, depending on the climate you're working in, the Midwest is obviously different than Arizona. Dry heat versus humidity,
Dry heat's great.
Yeah, it takes a little longer in the Midwest to dry product, right? So going through that UV curing was a game changer for us.
Yeah, guys, I know you've seen some video of this happening. I sit there and I watch as the guys put it in, and it runs around the whole company and comes back, and they wait on it. They pick it up, drop it right back in, and they let it run, and everything is running it's just a machine. I don't know how you created it. I don't know how you made it. When your wife said, go make some cabinets, you built a damn manufacturing plant.
Well, I'm not gonna tell you that it was easy. I mean,
no,
for
no,
sure.
I didn't
yeah.
say it was easy,
yeah.
but you built a manufacturing plant.
It started out as she wanted to be a hobby, for us. And
then Brian is psycho obsessed with perfectionists. He's an OCD guy. He's ADD. I mean, he wants to do everything, but he's at OCD, which means whatever we do has to be perfect. Everything that he does is a piece of art. Right? He's been a home builder forever. He's been a remodeler. He's been a flipper. The guy's been in homes his whole life, right? Yeah. I mean, he was making millions of dollars in his 20s, doing great. And you know what? He's like, this is a need that as he's gotten older, right? Yeah. And I'm not saying you're old, but as you've gotten older, you're like, no, but you're like, I want purpose. And he's doing what him and his wife has always loved. And his wife, Becky, they're amazing people. It's a family-owned business, and it's a giant manufacturing plant, right? And we'll put a picture of Becky up on here because she's hot and you married up.
For sure. But she puts up with my shit, too.
Yeah,
so.
She puts up with the shit. But he's cool. He loves talking cabinets. He loves seeing dreams come true, which is why, dream home, right? Mm-hmm. He's really running the whole home. But the creator of a cabinet means this. You either do one of two things, okay? You leave it up to a builder. You get what you get. It's junk. Yeah. If you're building a house right now, you can literally call him and say, hey, I'm hiring a builder, a GC, but I want you to do my cabinets. Mm-hmm. Done. It's done. Yeah. That way you're getting what you're getting, right? Number two, if you're going to remodel, and a lot of you want to and you've been waiting for it, number one, it increases property value through the roof. For every dollar you spend, you're going to gain back two. And it's like unreal, the transformations that this guy can do. I mean, I'm talking mind-blowing. And then the speed, and the affordability, and the quality. Guys, every single person that's watching this, I don't care who you are in the world, you guys see that number on the screen, okay? Number one, you need to save that number in your phone, okay? And it needs to be like Cabinet Guy. That way you're thinking, this is my cabinet, dude. And anybody in the world that you know that needs cabinets, that ever talks about remodeling, you're like, dude, you need to call this cabinet guy, right? Like, this is the guy, period. It needs to be saved in your phone, cabinet guy. His name is Brian, but you're not going to remember Brian when you need cabinets. But if you think cabinets, just cabinet. And then you just send him a text and he'll handle it. Now, a lot of you right now, some of you are in, the home space. You guys need to have him as a contact. He's unreal. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt the podcast. As you're listening to Brian talk about how they're quick in speed, right? Which obviously I told you about my problem with my wife, how we ordered the cabinets. We were building a house and it took us 5 additional months sitting and waiting on cabinets. This guy's quick. He's speed. 1 week turnaround time. This guy moves faster than anybody else. Custom cabinets, quality cabinets at speed. Look, if you're building a new house, this is your chance to make sure that you get the cabinet you want and the best, number one. Or number two, if you want to remodel, some of you guys right now are like, man, I need to remodel. Or maybe you're a realtor or a real estate agent and you refer good jobs to people. Right now, I want you guys to text Brian. You guys see the number below? Just shoot him a text, whether you need some help or you want to build a relationship with him in any way, shape, or form. Guys, this is your opportunity. Don't get cabinets from anyone else in the world. This is the guy. Send a text below. Let's get back to the video. And then number two, I say B2C, on a personal level, being a client as well and a customer, I want him taking care of all my houses. I want him taking care of my house that I live in. And I want him taking care of yours. And you want him taking care of yours. And so it was super important that I introduce Brian, to the world. And so everybody can just stamp that my cabinet, I know you don't have a cabinet guy. No one does. Okay? And by the way, most carpenters and cabinet people are boring and they're bland. It's just the truth. No disrespect. But this guy, he's cool. He's fun. He loves his family. He's all about making people happy. He's always about over-delivering. What makes him happy is watching clients happy. And so anyways, I wanted to introduce you to the world. You guys are going to see him with me a lot. You're going to see a lot of B-roll on this video of us going to his shop, talking to his team. You're going to see what his culture's like. And man, dude, I learned this in life. Life is about relationships. Okay? It's not about this is the cabinet guy to save money and do this. And yeah, it is. But it's about building a relationship because now until you die, you may move into 15 new houses. You may move into 15 different places. You may have 30 friends right now that are all going to do something. I love it when somebody's like, hey, I'm having trouble on my taxes. And I'm like, dude, I got the best tax guy in the world. Bam!
Bam. Mm-hmm.
And they're like, hey, man, my wife's got a gallbladder problem. I'm like, dude, I've got the best doctor for stomachs. He's the guy. Mm-hmm. He's going to fix that thing. They're struggling. I'm like, I got the guy. Bam! Somebody's like, dude, I'm wanting to invest. I don't know how to or where to put my money. And I'm like, dude, I'll get you 20% return. Text this guy. Bam. I have a Rolodex on my phone of just all the people that I need in my life for myself and for my friends. And everywhere I go, someone's always saying they need someone. I need a mechanic. I need this. I need that. And dude, the person that has the best relationships, that has the best Rolodex in their phone, that's the most valuable person.
Absolutely.
And so when I see things like this, I'm always like, man, this is a good chance for a lot of you right now. Anything and everything in a home is wood, and now you found your guy. Mm-hmm. He's competitive with Home Depot, Lowe's, all these places that literally do cookie board cutter crap. Mm-hmm. Okay? You want your stuff to look like everybody else? Fine. It'll have zero value. If it's not different, it'll have zero value. Your stuff and price-wise can be the same spending, and he can make your stuff look amazing. Yeah. And guess what? He can get it out quick. He can help you design it, and he may even help you see something that you don't even see yet because they're a design team.
Yeah, we take a lot of pride. I'm gonna tell you another story. It's funny. So when we started the business, my wife being a designer, and being in the construction world, we hate designers. Let's just be honest, man, because being a builder, it's the worst. It's the worst.
No, it's good. It's good to explain this because since they know they hated designers, they're making sure that they're not those people that they hated. Mm-hmm. Okay, which is why you will love them even more.
Absolutely. So because we'd walk into houses we're buying, and she'd be like, "Hey, take this wall down. I need this wall down." And I'm like, "Hey, babe, it's a structural wall. We can't just take it down. No, let's take this wall because I see it this. No, you can do it, Brian." And then she'll just walk out. I know you can handle it. She'd walk out. So when we opened up the cabinet manufacturing plant, we had a lot of paint reps come in. And the first thing, which is normal in most cabinet companies, they would say, Brian, Becky, what's going to be your palette of colors? And I would look, first thing I do is I look at my wife because I don't want to answer that thing because I know I'm either going to get kicked in the balls or I'm going to get an elbow thrown at me, right? So she'd go, palette of colors, what are you talking about? And he goes, give me, 5 or 6, 7 standard colors you're going to use. And so weeks would go by and months would go by and our paint reps would call us, hey, I need those standard colors. I got to make a palette. And she's like, I'm not answering that. I'm not answering that. I go, hon, we got to give him a palette of colors. And she said, I'm not doing it. We're a custom cabinet manufacturer.
Yeah.
Why are we going to put
a box?
Yeah, why are we going to put in a box that people are going to come in and they got to select, of these 5 colors, pick these colors. No, not doing it. So that's another cool thing about what we'll do. You come in, you meet with our designers, you pick a color, you bring us any color, we'll color match it. We'll make a color that, even if it's not out there, we'll make it. And then we'll put it on that cabinet for you. So, but yeah, so it's
so
kind of a
you
neat
break all
process.
the rules, basically.
We tend to break a lot of rules.
Yeah. So what Brian's saying is
Yeah.
for real, listen, it's your house, it's your money, it should be cool. That's it.
I don't like when I'm told I can't do something, and that's the funny thing. I mean, even with the 3/4 inch drawer boxes, we heard from our suppliers the same thing. Nobody does 3/4 inch drawer boxes, Brian. Can't be done. I go, what do you mean it can't be done? Well, I don't even know if we can get them. I go, you're a hardware supply guy, and we can't get 3/4. There's nobody doing this. Sure enough, we found them. We're probably the only people that uses the 3/4 inch drawer boxes. But you know what? If there's a reason for that.
Hey, and you know what people say? It doesn't matter. Well, because it's not their money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's not their standard.
But can I tell you something? 3/4 inch drawer slides are less money than the 1/2 inch and 5 inch drawer slides. Why? Because nobody uses them. It's the craziest thing. But people don't know that because they're not educated enough in it. And that's the real key.
Guys,
So,
everybody wants a guy like Brian on their side, and Becky, which is his wife, when you guys are doing a remodel, when you're building a house, when you're designing something. You can clearly tell how educated he is. But really, on top of that, I know a lot of educated people I don't like. I really like him. I really like his wife a lot. I like how much they care. I like how much they deliver. I think that what this world needs is more people to give a shit. And this guy cares a lot. And they can do everything they say they can do. And they don't count on anyone else to make it because they make it themselves. So when they make a promise, they deliver on it because they create it in their own manufacturing shop. Isn't that cool? Yeah. So super important, man. And Brian, I just want to tell you, I appreciate you. Brian is just killing it. They're growing super fast. They're changing millions of people's lives. They're helping everyone in everyone's biggest stress. If you haven't had it, okay, it's been in this cabinet industry, in this cabinet space. And they're so innovative, right? Like Absolutely. When he said, don't tell me it can't be done. Tell me it can't be done and I'll do it. How many of you right now love that mentality, right? Tell me it can't be done. I'll make it happen. Don't you operate the same way? Well, he does that in business for you. So he's like, dude, you tell me what you want and I'll make it happen. That's like magic to my ears. And then I'm not going to charge you more for it. That's like magic to my ears. So guys, super important. I wanted to introduce my good friend Brian to everybody, right? You'll be seeing a lot of him and me together. We're going to build this thing massive. And by the way, here's the cool thing. All it's going to do is help a lot of people around the world get nicer houses, have less stress. Absolutely. They're not spending any more money, have cooler shit, right? Literally increase their property values. And I want you guys to have him in your Rolodex. So you see the number on the screen right now, okay? Everybody, you save that. Cabinet guy, and I want you to put text next to it. So anybody you know looking for cabinets, boom, they can just text that number. That's it. And then he'll reach out to them. They can let him know what they need, and they'll set up whatever. It's that simple. So you guys now know Brian. Brian, I want to tell you I appreciate you, and I want to tell every single one of you, listen, I don't care when it is. At some point you're going to need them. Somebody will need them. Save the number. And guess what? If you're in need right now and you're watching this, you're like, man, I was actually going to do something, or I was thinking about doing something. Guys, let him help you. You'll be blown away. Trust me. Every one of you will DM me and be like, dude, thank you for sending me Brian. That guy's a game changer. And remember what I said at the end. Everything that is super high value and super high quality usually comes at a really big price. And what I've learned in the cabinet industry is that you pay a big price for crappy quality and for not getting taken care of and for no speed, no quickness, no nothing. With him, the price is nothing. You get over delivery. They're literally the best people in the world to communicate and do business with, and they love your dream, and they're going to make it happen no matter what it is, big or small. Their quality is amazing. Their speed's through the roof. And then at the end of the day, it's all custom. Like, they're not trying to say, do you want this one or that one? They're like, what do you want? Okay, cool, we're going to make it. Let's go. That's amazing. So, guys, introduce yourself to Brian. Shoot him a text. I love you guys. Have a blessed day. He's just starting to work on his social media and all that stuff, but he's been busy helping people. So I was like, dude, everybody in the world needs to know who you are. So now if you guys want to reach out to him, it's through text, and he'll help you with whatever you need. Guys, have a blessed day. Brian,
Andy, thank you.
I appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Guys, I'll see you in the next video. Make sure you save Brian as a resource in your phone right now and put text next to it.
Cabinets for life, right?
Yep, here we go, baby. See you in the next video. Let's kill it.
When you elevate, stacking up losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate.
Hey guys, I just want to tell you, you're the true 1%ers. You made it till the end of the video. Do me a favor, share it with the friend that wants to go to another level. Make sure you like the video, comment below so I know who you are. Set your notifications, and then subscribe to the channel. We got daily sales training videos dropping. I'll see you soon.